I had a spare Armin wing left over from this Experimental Airlines slope soaring Photon glider, and I saw a video from Andrew Newton about a Spectre twin boom plane built, and I thought I'd adapt my wing to make a plane just like his.
Just doing my thing.
And it was a good thing I launched this off a hill, otherwise it would have smacked into the ground. So I had an NTM 3536 prop drive motor and thought that because it was so large I could build a plane that would be heavier and could carry a GoPro. In the process though,
just doing my thing,
I made the motor mounts out of aluminum and was over-stressing them as they bent them into a 90-degree angle. And as in the case right here, the motor just snapped off 2 minutes into the flight. I made a second motor mount, and this time I reinforced it with epoxy. On the second launch I could hear a lot of vibration still, and it was clear that the epoxy was coming loose, so I had to bring the plane back in for a landing and check things out. Here you can see I'm using the flaps, and while there is a pretty heavy headwind, you can still tell how nice and slow you can bring the plane in for a landing. I'm really impressed by how stall resistant the plane is with the forward swept wing. This next clip, you can hear the plane make a bad sound as it goes by.
This is Houston. Say again, please. Houston, we've had a ball.
And sure enough, the motor mount broke off, and worse, it was going downwind here. I had no control. Not good, Maverick. Damn it. It was an extra bonus that the motor shaft also broke this time, but I was really pleased that with the strength of the fuselage and the way I put things together, there was very little damage. So here's where I'm now using a plywood motor mount. This new mount has held up really well, and the plane has stopped suffering its mid-air failures, and I'm finally getting in some really good flights. I subsequently learned that the motor was a lot more unbalanced than I thought, so I used an app called Vibration on an iPhone and followed a video tutorial on YouTube about how to balance the motor, and now it's a lot better than it was before. I'll leave a link in the description to that video. It may be that I'm just used to flying lighter weight gliders that get pushed around in the air a lot, but at 1,560 grams, this plane's a lot heavier than what I'm used to. With the forward swept wing and the double rudders, it really flies to exactly where you want it to go. Here's a view of the ESC, the flaps, the ailerons, and some covers I made out of small shampoo bottles. The elevator is a small Armin wing with a carbon fiber spar. This is a picture of how I joined it to the booms. I wanted to make the tail section very rigid, so I used Elmer's Foamboard for the rudders, as well as some very thick right-angled plastic to serve as brackets for joining everything together. Because of the extra weight of the reinforcements in the tail, I put the elevator servos in the wing. I wanted to make a bomb-proof fuselage, so I used a combination of foam, plywood, even some solar-cured fiberglass to eventually sandwich everything together with some Gorilla Glue and made a really strong fuselage. The landing skids are made from plastic bottles, foam, and Gorilla Glue, and the motor mount is integrated on top of the wing to allow for a large prop and good ground clearance. So you can see here I'm still struggling with some camera mount vibration problems, but all in all I really love this plane, and if you have a chance to build one for yourself, this design is a blast to fly and I'm sure you'll like it.